Good afternoon. Just another short video on another person that's obviously very heavily involved within the club, is our chairman Simon Knight. So I'll leave you to it, Simon. Introduce yourself and what main things you do within our club.
Those that do know me, those that don't know me, Simon Knight, I'm chairman of Milton United Football Club, lead trustee and head of the development at this moment in time for the club.
Right. So not a big one then.
Amongst cutting the grass and whatever we want to do, or whatever Margie tells me I have to do. So.
Excellent. So obviously with everything that's gone on within the world the past 14 months or so and the impact it's had on everyone's everyday lives, the big question is really, how has it affected our football club?
Wow, from 23rd of March, we looked there with the lockdown and what the Prime Minister said, and nobody envisaged that we would be in this situation, and sadly the people that have died. I'm quite concerned about the mental state of people as well, so it's important that we hit the ground, not running, but we hit the ground steady and we do things properly, so we're looking to obviously carry on with all the guidance, and no doubt my colleagues have been through during the course of the interviews. They've been through all the due diligence that we've got, that we do down here. Everything went swimmingly before lockdown, so fingers crossed we will continue, and then this period of time will go away.
Well, yeah, that's the end game that we're in at the moment, isn't it? Because obviously the game restarts within the next few days, and it could have already restarted by the time that the videos go out, or etc, etc.
Yeah.
So with everything that the club have put into place in regards to safety and keeping obviously people at the correct procedure and where we are in that timeline, where does the club facilitate that and then probably push it on more to make sure that we're ensuring the safety of everyone that comes to the club, whether it be players, coaches, spectators?
So once again, I feel sure that my colleagues have put all this out onto social media and whatever. I've been very familiar with Zoom meetings, and anybody that knows me knows I don't do technology. I have a face for radio, but basically I'm fiercely proud of what we've achieved. The measures that have been put in. We've adhered to pretty much everything that the government and the FA have outlined there, and the guys have done a sterling job in policing it, I have to say. When you come down here, I've had reports of people, and this is not a Mary Poppins world, this isn't. We deal with circa 1,400 people coming through this club each weekend, so it's a monumental task that the guys have got. But when people turn around to you and say, I feel safe, it means a lot, that does, so without a doubt people will make mistakes along this road, because this hasn't been written before, this passage of time. So mistakes will be made, but I feel that we have done everything within our power down here and will continue in that vein. So we've already got a roadmap. The roadmap's going ahead. Excitingly, we'll see footballers on the pitches down here, which is just, if you look around in the video that you've taken, I know guys, it's just a phenomenal place to be. So back to what you said, that everything's in place, you'll feel safe, the process will be followed, and the government guidelines will be followed as closely as we ever could do.
Excellent. So, we touch on everything that's happened within the pandemic phase and all that. There's going to be a lot of people who come back into the game or are going to look to start to get into the game, because obviously that's a major part of our football club, is offering football for everybody. How do we encourage, or how do you feel that we're going to encourage these people to make sure that they're coming back into a safe environment, and that that we're doing as much as we can to obviously encourage them into the game, as well as keep them in the game?
Been very conscious, and the conversations that have been had, not just by the powers of me, you go all the way through St George's Park and over to Wembley as well, that the fear is that people will have fallen out of love of football, particularly if you look at the sterile way that football is in the televised games, with the pre-recorded fans. And I'm a football fan. I go to stadium, right? I enjoy and embrace the banter, and all that's been lost out of football. And I think that's apparent that you see in the divisions where you'll see certain teams have really benefited from no fans, and other teams have benefited, haven't benefited from the supporters being in there, So we'll mention no football club, but it's very, very apparent that that's what's happened, sort of thing.
So I don't mean to smile so much because I assume that's Liverpool. So.
That's a fantastic football team, but when I've been to Anfield and when the Kop, when that's roaring, mate, there's in my eyes that's up there as one of the best. You look at the resurgence of West Ham United. They couldn't buy a win, they couldn't, right? Yeah. And you look at where they are now. It's just phenomenal, isn't it? So whether they're working with that pressure, the players are working under that pressure. Remains to be seen, doesn't it? But it's certainly something that's come out. That's the.
Well, we obviously we're touching on the high end of the game there. Yeah. So as we come back, obviously a big word that keeps coming up, and I think is very pivotal to our football club, is family.
Yeah.
So how as a family, as Milton United, going to adapt within these scenarios and broaden that family?
Yeah. Once a blue, always a blue. That's the motto. That's where it's been. It's been that for years. And as you and I both know, with the over the fence dropping off of information and whatever, with the website that's, I think now is second to none, the history of the football club. So really what you've done there, right, is we've embraced everything about the football club, and it's kept everybody on the toes. And you look at the response on Facebook and whatever, right, and on the website, it's just been colossal, to open all this. It's families talking again that, perhaps lost touch, So if you look at where we're going to go forward and how we're going to do things across social media, that you and I both know that we're working strongly with that, and you will all see a difference in the way that we portray ourselves in the social media side of it, because you go back 2-3 years, we were poor there, but now we really are up in the ante, and we look a phenomenal football club. We do. So if you look at how we're going to push forward with the children, and I speak with Simon Hughes, and I've spoken to some of the lads and dads committees, the old lads and dads committees, and the fear is that people fall out of love of football, and the children have fallen out of love of football, and the coaches fall out of love of football. And believe me, I've been a football coach for longer than I care to remember. I'm not going to give away my age, but I am very old. So if it's hard, it really is hard, because you turn up every single week, right? You've got your kit, things perhaps don't go right, and it's quite easy to just go, do you know what? Maybe I need to go garden centre or two, or I need to go shopping with the wife, or no, you don't. Believe me, you don't. You need to just stay steady.
Yeah.
Always remember that this football club, there are people here that you can talk to for advice, anything that you need, just give us a shout.
Well, there's one thing that you're actually touching on there quite a lot that a lot of people have spoke about is the network that we do have within our club. So whether, like say myself who's a coach, we've all grown up together, we're all going along this story together. We're all building the club in his own way, because we're all part of it. So looking at that aspect, how is the club coming out of this pandemic, hopefully within the next 4 months? How is the club going to come out of this in a more, not necessarily a more positive light, but how do we build on what we've already got?
I think, and this is just going by the circle of friends that I have and the people that I speak to, it's this pandemic has brought people together. It has. It's going to sound daft, this is, but as far apart as we are, I think a lot more people have engaged in conversation over the telephone, over Zoom, over the I don't know what's that Amazon Echo thing, right? That's forever popping on in our house, and I've seen my mum over that kind of thing, right? And it's just opened up a plethora of things that people can just see people, and this is what we've really missed on. Yeah. And it's very, very apparent, right? Yeah, that when we've done several maintenance sort of days going in the past, and you look at how we've had to do things, and it's been frightening, it has. And so a lot of elderly people, you know, wow, it must have been really as if the world was ending, you know. Right? So the goal is for this football club is, and we've met with the infrastructure of the club, if you like, you know, your Mardy Bartleys, your Amanda Knights of the world, right? Your Johns who play, they all play that terrific part, you know, your Grokies of the world, and we are now just embarking on something rather different.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is, the club is a football club, it's a family, right? So what do we have going on in the week? Well, very little, to be fair, right? But that said, you know, with Slimming World coming in, with the motorbike training that's coming in there, right, with the physiotherapists that's going to be on site during the course of the week as well, right, we're also talking about doing, and hopefully this will open this avenue, please come back to me with your comments, you know, a knit and natter for people, right, you know, if we can do a day where we could do bingo or something like that, you know, we're open to all those sorts of ideas, and that's what the committee's talking about now, is to engage with people, not just elderly, right, young people as well, and how we can make this a fit.
Well, something you've touched on there is a big thing as myself that I've found out recently over the past 3 months when you dropped off 3 massive books to me.
Sorry.
Is how much Milton United isn't just a football club. It is community.
Yeah.
And that dates back as far as 1912 in whatever form that the club was in at that point.
Yeah,
it was officially formed in the 40s, late 40s, 50s. So how we're heavily involved with the community anyway, but how do we not necessarily get back to that, but how do we get that community all together again as a club? Because if we're on this journey now, obviously the community's always been a massive part of the history, so how do we maintain that?
Pushing forward, you know, if you look at the engagement of people, we proudly have 41 football teams down here. You know, we've got a girls section which is second to none. You know, we really, you know, with the help of you know, Chin and his team on that, right, that's flying at the moment. We've got the soccer schools that are coming back. Right, so the soccer schools, the goalkeeper coach with OJ, brilliant. Can't really get any more keepers with him, you know. Right, so we've got that going on. We've got Matt Burton's side of it where he's doing the soccer school on a Saturday morning. Right, it's very vibrant on a Sunday. So how do you improve on what's already there? Right, until we actually do start back, I don't know whether we will have any changes. I don't. We'll have to see how the roadmap goes, adhere to the rules, make sure everybody's safe, which is paramount, and then let's get grannies and granddads watching, you know, the children come and play football down here. Not forgetting, you know, we have a first team set up now that I am absolutely over the moon with. You know, we set up on a mission years ago to build a first team to be proud of now, and I'm involved in all sorts of WhatsApp groups, you know, not only just for the first, for the development, but for the juniors as well. And the way that the kids have engaged, and the adults have engaged, because, you know, we're all children at heart. You know, it's difficult to go out and go on a run. It is. It's difficult to be told to do something when you don't really want to do something. But I see, and I'm very, very confident that we will come back as good as we were.
So we did just touch there on the first team.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were having a very good season up until we were abruptly stopped. I think is the best way to put it. So obviously, there's going to be fixtures for the remaining of the season. Is there? Yeah. Have you got anything that you can shed light on in regards of home game fixtures? And
okay. Yeah. So basically, the first team doing very well at the moment. What the first team management team have pulled together is nothing short of phenomenal, really. You know, we have a band of brothers that I believe will, you know, get promotions, you know, win things. But the biggest thing I've found, right, is that unity. I ain't seen that for a long, long time. Believe me, I play football. You know, I haven't seen that for a long, long time. And when that comes, that's quite unique, that is, you know. We look at the first and how Tremaine has developed that, which is now second to none. And I'm working with Matt Burton, who's really looking to develop things and help out. We are writing a different page on how we push things forward. As you know, with the third team that's coming in that you will be involved with, Gaz, you know, we've got a stepping stone for children to come up into the first team, you know, so that will all be good. So going forward with the fixtures, right, we're allowed no supporters, unfortunately, at this point in time. When we do, right, we will be encouraging the children to come down. We'll make a fuss. There will be mascots at every home game. We'll go out on social media. We will promote everything that's going on. We've installed a new tannoy system. There's huge things going on in, you know, behind the scenes, where the stadium's going to be redeveloped, where we, you know, there'll be a stand completely down one side of the ground. There will, you know, a change of dugouts, floodlights that will come.
So at the moment, we're getting, the sky's the limit at the moment. With Milton United.
We can all dream, you know, but what we've done over this 5-6 years is we've changed the aesthetics of the club, and we've built it from the ground. And, you know, football, it's fickle, to say. It's one of those things that will either go very, very well or can go completely wrong. It's all built upon people. No matter what you put, you can throw money after money after money. That's been proven at the high end. It's all built around people. If you can get a community spirit, right, and if you can get a team that works together, we've certainly got that in every single aspect at this moment in time, and so it will grow. As I get older, right, there will be somebody that have to come in behind myself to take over the mantle and say, right, okay, we're going to move it to this level now, you know, right, or let's have stability and let's just, you know, let's go and grow again, you know, because you don't know in football how things work. You don't know in life, as a pandemic proved, right, you don't know how that's going to go. Yeah, but fortunately what we have now is we've got that team, that ethos, right, and I couldn't be any prouder. I really couldn't.
So the only way is up for Milton United at this moment.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing when we've been coming towards the end of, you know, these little interviews is, obviously there's a lot of negativity with everything that's gone on with the pandemic and you know, any other sort of aspect of life, whether you know you're having shielding or, you know, the amount of stuff out there is, you know, too much to say. So what we've been doing is making sure that we leave it on a positive note. So as the day comes that we're going to be able to start playing football again and getting out there, what's the most favourite thing you're looking forward to returning at Milton United?
You know, if you were to say normality, whatever that may be, I can't wait for, albeit a Saturday or a Sunday, for the gates to be open and the first cars to come on the car park and see activity down in these fields here. Because, you know, if you look at what we have down here, on these pitches, people need to be exercising on these pitches. People, you don't just build memories, you create memories, right? And memories are built here, you build friendships all the way through, that'll go through your life. You really will. There'll be people that you play against, the managers that you come up against, you know, right? So the big thing is guys, come down, enjoy yourselves, right? Let's just make sure we do adhere to these rules, right? Because it's all right for us to say, oh, do you know what, right? Yeah, we're all okay now, right? Let's just be a little bit more vigilant, right? Let's just do what we've got to do. Just
safeguarding what we've
just do what we've got to do, right? Let's be the club that did, you know, and then let's look forward to a bright future at Milton United Football Club, let's say.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time today, Simon.
No problem, anytime, guys.
And we get back to football.
Can I just leave you with what a sterling job that you've done on the website there.
Thank you
very much for the club. That's been fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy.